Turn to Participate Crew Nation. I'm going to stop Carrie's story every once in a while when I think there's a really important lesson to draw out of it. This is something we've learned in the 25 years we have spent independent working on mindset performance and or mindset rehabilitation with people, is that emotion can often lead to thoughts.
Right.
Okay? Emotion catalyzes thought. What does that mean? Well, it's natural. Believe it or not, it's natural that our brains have evolved almost like a conditionalized organism. What does that mean? Tell me if this sounds familiar. When you are really just happy, you naturally, almost unconsciously, start to try to connect it to things. Why are you happy?
Right.
It's like your brain needs to understand why this ambiguous happiness is there. And the exact same thing happens in opposite, but it's so much more powerful, the conditionalized evolutionary aspect of the brain on this level. Sometimes our emotions perk to sad, to angry, to frustrated, and we unconsciously but unquestionably start to try to find reasons. We collect data as to why we're sad. And let me tell you something, it is one of the biggest mistakes we can make. Even though it's a natural process of the brain, it's changeable. The brain is plastic, we can recondition it. And that's a lot of the work we do with people, is we say, look, sometimes we're sad, be sad. Stop connecting it to things. And why? Why does that matter? When you start collecting evidence, okay, you do two things. A, you start to make the sadness much bigger. Now you're painting a picture of why you're sad, and that can become overwhelming and paralyzing and debilitating, right? But the other thing you do is you start attaching blame. It's her fault. It's his fault. It's my fault, meaning you blame yourself. You either or start to attach blame to things, and or you start to create a vision which adds to the sadness. Either way, you've taken this emotive whatever and you've turned it into something that is now worthy of carrying on for days or hours and or picking a fight. I'm going to ask you, does that sound familiar?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does it sound, now we lay it out that way, you recognize the way the brain works, it really just starts to find reasons. Data, proof, evidence. Does that sound familiar?
Stephen Head says, when I'm happy, it's always obvious and clear to me. When I'm sad, it seems to be because I'm buying into old stories. Yeah,
that's very, very possible. Absolutely. But Stephen, let's talk about that for a second. You're buying into old stories. That is data collection. That is evidence. That is proof. I mean, JJ says it right there. You can prove yourself sad. Exactly. Old stories don't really exist in the physical world, do they? They're not actual. They're figments of imagination. That's all they are. The perspective of them at the very least. So what you said is accurate, and it's exactly what I said. We start to attach to old stories, new stories, current stories, future worries. We start to attach the emotion to a reason. That's what the